What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. Hope you guys had a good day today. Um, my son said, "Cool, cool, cool." All right. We had a great day. All right. I'm gonna go over a couple of runners. ADIL, right? Um, Jarrett also did a video on this one. Great breakdown on that one, brother. This was a phenomenal trade. A lot different from that week open concept. I've been studying these ones that kind of just go up only, right? But we do get a nice secondary pullback on. I always talk about names being, if they're going to be strong, what happens on that pullback, on the reaction, right? Going off this, definitely gonna deep dive into the book on this one now. And even before I do that, real quick, really great daily. I really like these sideways consolidations, especially right here. We're starting to gap up. All right. 1-4 was a big level from a VWAP day. And 1 second, bud. Okay. And it's something I really look for, right? We have some volume. Open volume on this one on the 1 minute was 1.5 mil. Phenomenal open market volume on that one. All right. When trying to stick to names with momentum and volume, that opening candle is going to tell a big story and kind of give a direction where to go. All right. So really great daily, really great pre-market structure. To me, this structure right here does not seem like it's selling off, or even when it's pulling back. The volume profile on this is really nice down here. All right, something to really look for. And then now the book. You know, the book on this one, I had this zone particularly drawn out down here. Okay, bud. I had this zone particularly. It's like bedtime for these kids, but definitely wanted to get this done. Um, this amazing controlled walk down right here, right? There's a 50K seller walking it down, spoofing it a couple times. Now he's at 40, and then he's pretty much at 40 multiple times throughout this book, right? Right before open. This was a big spot. Shout out to Lumbar in the room too for taking this trade. And then there's a lot of other people who took this trade who got in 60s. To me, when I see 165K get absorbed and there's no really follow through to the downside, or some sellers getting, in control right here, and then there's also really nice bids still, I was definitely even willing to add into this and really watch this bidder down here and see if it was going to react over this area. So this is a nice zone to me. All right. I didn't play this one super heavy in the begin with. I really only grabbed 6K. I don't have it in me to slam super heavy right out of this. This would have been an okay spot to actually plenty of time to soak some more against 165. And that's okay. So I actually caught a decent move for the first move, but then this is where I started to go heavy. Right? This is where I started to soak. Not only that, because I prepped this previous area. Once we actually broke through this area, this was a big spot. And this also was a big spot that I saw some controlled walk down go through. All right. So I actually grabbed 20 on this one and rode this puppy out for a nice return. Once I saw the seller right here get absorbed, and then seller exhaustion, and then this nice bid support down here. All right, then I started to soak, and I was watching level 2 in the book. And then what really gave me conviction was it's I love being in on a play, and then all of a sudden that bidder comes right there. We got 56K right there. I had 177s I soaked, and this started to just really take off. Okay, a little mini flag right here on the book for me, and then there's a book flip, a beautiful $2 book flip. All right, $2 was a key level to test, and once this tested it, they book flipped it right here with some support, right? That's what a book flip looks like on the book. We got an offer, now we got a bid, so that was great. Pulled back, we flagged, we pulled back to previous areas of interest right here. Now I'm zooming out so you can see this bigger liquidity areas, and we started to actually take off. Nice little double bottom right here. and this started to rip. Okay, multiple areas of previous areas of interest of breakouts. So ADIL to me was phenomenal. Um, and then this is where top pretty much came in. Now, let's see. I talked about things too where, you know, in these small caps, when you're actually, deep diving and building playbooks and data, there's a window of opportunity and a time frame to actually trade these, kind of get a good read, soak some of this, right? You know, soak some of this, and then before it actually takes off, and then that move is kind of done, right? Either it sells off, gives it all back, closes red, whether it closes maybe a little bit green and things like that. And depending on the nature of the stock and how things, there's that window. So if you miss that window, the opportunity to catch maybe a backside rotation scalp is very thin. On some names, it does work where, the range, and it's important how a stock got there. This thing did what it had to do in 30 minutes, right? So if you miss soaks from here, you got another opportunity maybe to play this up here, which is nice because these were previous areas of interest on the book, right? Obviously, previous high. We're looking at things like that. So this popped up, consolidated above the previous high, and then put in another leg. After that, getting in anywhere here on this one particularly, you just get chopped up, and you might get a little squeeze, but then like you're getting out of your position. You're probably getting chopped up, looking for this to rotate more, and and things like that. Sorry, excuse me. All right. The other name I traded to, which shout out to Thiz on this one. I definitely kept this one on there. SPWR, right? SPWR is a completely different daily. It's a different daily. It goes into a different playbook category, and it's a big dead cat bounce type of play, right? Huge sell off. We're starting to consolidate, and now we're getting that rotation, right? I call this the rotation on the daily, whatever. All right. Um, I had some really good ads on this one. This actually was a nice trade. It was almost a five-figure trade on this one alone too. ADIL 100% five-figure trade. Had a really good day today, guys. Okay. So backside bounce, right? If my think or swim can stop tripping. Okay. I was really looking for a couple things on this one, right? I wanted to see this 83 cents firm, right? Previous view update from the other big dump. This one had a lot of volume. So to me, I'm waiting for 83 cents to really firm and to actually start playing this a little bit differently and a little bit aggressive. So right here, this actually breaks through this, and then we pull back. On this pullback is where I started to take this, okay, and a little bit of aggressive. The tape was very different on this one too. You know, um, this is big to me when I'm looking at this in a book perspective. They held this down for a while right here, right? Held it down. We got a double top right here. They held this down, held this down. They finally broke through this area, and then they book flipped this right here. So it took a while for this to break over this liquidity, right? And then we started to consolidate above it. So I started to soak inside here, and then I was watching this to see this reaction, right? And to me, this was a really great reaction down here, okay? Where a seller gets absorbed, and it's still consolidating above this pocket, okay? I actually accumulated decent size, nothing too crazy on this name. I had 15K on this one, and then I averaged up another 15K when I saw this opportunity right here. Once I saw how this liquidity was being tested, so right here they removed this liquidity. Then we pull back to this previous area of interest dip, and then I took another 15K and then rode it out all the way up for highs. Okay, I did scale a little bit at that dollar break, just a little, but there was no selling on this, so I immediately stopped and then held for a big chunk of this to actually move. Um, this was a lot extra to me. This breaking out, this kind of went parabolic. That was amazing. You know, got a really good return on that one um, from these ads right here, which was great. You know, all the way for this parabolic move. You know, I didn't really catch the whole top. Let me see. Yeah, scales of 115s. It's a 30% move, right? And then I did average up at this previous area of interest pullback. So, sorry guys, kids got me sick. So on the re-ads right there is about roughly 29% too. So that that was a great move. If I can get 30% and higher on returns with a good amount of size, that's a great day, right? It's just a lot different. ADIL, running back to ADIL. ADIL was amazing. All right, this was a phenomenal trade down here for me. It was 54%. You know, I don't ever really top tick. I don't have a lot of size when it starts to go para, but I sold a lot into this extension right here on the one at 958. Right, I saw this one. I saw this get absorbed. This what kept me in right here, and I'll show you that on the book at 957. I think it's key. It's another key thing, right? When trying to hold versus getting out of a position. You know, this got absorbed right here. Okay, this got absorbed and then pushed in higher. All right, that was key. You know, this right here was super key, and then it pushed in for another leg. And now against this three did not let go, and then again, I mean, once this started to come up, you can completely see. All right, if you're watching the current order book and paying attention to liquidity and how they utilize it on the book, you know, on the overall book, what I mean by that is like, you know, you'll have bids and offers, you know, at multiple price levels, right? As soon as we started to really test that three, that's when everything offers started to really pile in. All right, and then it's like, you know, it's like the reverse effect of me trying to go long. All right, I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, when I retest these levels and now they have pretty heavy offers, you know, it's just, you know, backside starts to come in. How much are we gapped, right? How much of the daily did we fill? Okay, but that's pretty much all I got, guys. Um, I'm gonna go take some meds and knock out, but it was a really great day today. You know, tons of stuff to learn from using the book. Before I get off to, you know, everyone's always asking me what's the difference between this and the TOS platform. You know, there's going to be a certain part of the day where your TOS will you'll be able to lose all this right now. See, it's 2100 right now, and I get to go back, and then all this is being recorded, right? You'll have this recording symbol on. So when you record it and you save it, I can still pull up so many names and go back and study like a madman and just keep learning how liquidity is being utilized for certain daily setups, and that's great, right? I think that's one of the biggest edges. Once you stick with this, you know, I'm gonna go on a year soon with the book. I think October will be a year, and phenomenal, right? That level 2 and soaking and holding for big returns. It's been a game changer. But all right, guys, that's all I got. Much love, Mikey.